Hangout.
Yo.
What up?
I'm having a lovely side conversation with Megan O'Keefe about Poirot.
Poirot?
Yes, and why Kenneth Branagh should pick a different, should just make up his own detective. Let's just be honest.
I still haven't seen the newest one. I still want to see it though.
She says it's not good.
Oh, damn it.
Well,
I was sort of hoping, because the story that's based on Halloween Party is widely regarded as one of Agatha Christie's worst books. So, like, if you're going to adapt away from the source material, if you take kind of a weaker entry and adapt away, could you make something better? But the answer is no.
Alas.
So I did. It is a weird thing. Like, when they announced it, I was like, what is this? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, Halloween Party. And then I looked at the cast list and like, Michelle Yeoh is playing the 13-year-old girl. I think this is different. Yeah, the character she plays in the book is a 13-year-old girl.
But still, I was really hoping
so they've changed
it.
Good. She is not, obviously, she is not playing a 13-year-old girl. She's playing the adult woman version of this character. But yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it AI? Like, is it one of those computer-generated de-aging?
It de-aged her.
But I feel like that can only do so much, right? Like 13, oof.
13. What is it? How did you watch What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show? Do you watch that?
Yeah.
Have you seen the season with baby Colin Robinson?
So good. No. It's so good.
So plug your ears if you're worried about spoilers. Colin Robinson dies as part of his life cycle, and a baby version comes out of him, which is still him. So they have to raise him, but he ages very quickly. So he's like a baby and then a toddler.
Yeah. It is a toddler body with the actor that plays Colin Robinson not de-aged on the head.
It is, yes.
That sounds incredible.
That is the important part. Thank you. I got off track.
It's so good.
That sounds incredible.
He really taps a particular kind of
I love that actor. He's so good.
Child, right? Because that whole character is being annoying.
Oh,
he's like, hey, Laszlo, guess what?
Now I'm imagining Michelle Yeoh's head just like through his body.
So we need that. Somebody make it. I don't know what the story is. Doesn't need a story. Just do it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh boy. I just realized I don't have the Twitch chat up. I don't know who's in chat.
Well, we got Meyer Doug. Meyer Doug has said hello.
Hello. Oh God. Why are you going through my head? Why are you going through my? Oh. I should probably make it so all my audio is going through my headphones so we just don't get random update noises through the game. You know, could be good.
Always good. Always good.
So, Thanksgiving is coming up.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, like, Thanksgiving is coming up. You know, I'm supposed to bring a dish for this event. Aaron's giving me a couple of really cool dishes to try, but I was curious if any of you had, like, either you've tried a dish that like stuck out in your mind, or you have one that's like your go-to to bring.
Yeah, as far as making it goes, I'm useless. I've not done a Thanksgiving anything ever. However, I have eaten things at Thanksgiving, and honestly, if it's got sweet potatoes in it, you've won. I don't care what it is, you've won. So anything with that, there you go.
Yeah, what about
green beans? So my one to eat is, and by the way, I'm sorry for like this on my camera. I literally cannot figure out what is causing that.
What? Oh yeah, there's that little white spot.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I'm like, oh, I'll wipe it off and it goes away.
What
Oh, weird! It's the light. I think it's the light behind or something. When you cover the light.
Yeah.
Maybe the light is catching a speck of dust. Don't know.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
What the?
So.
It's your new familiar.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for me not to like log off and like rip my camera out and like be shaking it and like trying to get the thing to anyways. But no. then.
Sorry, real quick, Trevor. Blyceford says you should check your Hive social media account again.
Yeah, I just responded with, now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. But I will see if I can log into that.
Yeah, so Rhiannon, you were saying green beans.
Green beans.
Mm,
Not like casserole, but like,
mm.
with a little bit of oil and salt and pepper, or garlic, or, like almonds, or, like those kind of things. Zhuzhed up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I'm a wet stuffing person by upbringing rather than dry stuffing. So
Wait, what's the difference?
so the dry stuffing is just like, from my perspective, it's just sort of like bread cubes tossed with like some herbs and
Hold up, what? People eat that?
What?
Like
What?
stuffing that it's not. Because
it's
the other one, this like okay, sorry. I'm just getting upset.
I thought I knew what stuffing was, but now I feel like there's two types of
There's
stuffing, and I only know
two types
one.
of stuffing.
So stuffing is bread cubes that are cooked with broth so that it makes like
Yes.
bread pudding.
Yes, that is
People
correct.
don't do that. They just toss the bread cubes in.
Well, so I went to a Friendsgiving and I brought my stuffing that was the kind of stuffing that I had learned to make from my family, and I was the only one who ate it. And they had this dry ass stuff that was just kind of like, maybe there was some broth in there somewhere, but it was very much sort of just like bread and herbs. And I was like, why am I having this? Give me bread pudding.
I'm so confused right now. I feel like someone was playing a prank on you.
Was this on the
Because
West
of
Coast?
alternative.
Well, the Friendsgiving was, but I think the person who was hosting, I don't remember who made the dry stuffing, but the person who was hosting was from the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like a coastal culture thing. Is there somebody here from the East Coast that could verify for us whether they know that?
Look up Greyhawk mentions stuffings versus dressing, and my thought was
Oh.
stuffing
See.
is when it has gone, technically when it has gone in the turkey or
Mhm.
meat of some kind, and dressing is when it's in its own dish, which is what we all really do now, mostly because the other one's not really safe, right?
Yeah.
Or
And
you have to cook the life out of it.
I hear that definition and refuse to use it. So.
Right? It's like, okay, but we're just all gonna call it stuffing.
So
Because I was like, dressing is for salads, and they're like, well, that's why you say it's salad dressing, and I'm like, no, you are incorrect.
Yeah.
So I found why Blissford said to check Hive. This is very, very hilarious. So 6 weeks ago I apparently checked out Hive again and said, oh hey, I'm back. And then I never checked it again. Because I never got any notifications from them, so I didn't think to look. They replied with the following: you find yourself in a desert, pulling a scarf over your face to keep the sand. Keep out the sand. You trudge towards the shapes in the distance, only to find that they're nothing but ruins. It only takes you. It is only as your eyes follow a rolling tumbleweed that a sand-buried monument is sufficiently familiar to convince you. Yes, where you stand once was a shining city built on hopes and dreams. It seems that they were not powerful enough. You shake your head and walk on.
Oh.
Yeah, that is kind of what Hive ended up being, and it makes me sad.
Oh.
I
Well
have
played.
to point out something. I googled dry stuffing, and the first hit is how do I fix dry stuffing? So I'm just gonna say, if you are a proponent of this, get right with God. That's not stuffing.
Get with God. Sorry, I was reading that we're arguing dry stuffing versus non-dry stuffing.
I just typed dry stuffing in, and there's like lots of stuffing mix, which is what I think of when you say dry stuffing, and then an easy stuffing recipe. And then people also ask, how do I fix dry stuffing? Is stuffing better moist or dry? How do you rehydrate stuffing? Like, just in general, this is a problem that you have to solve, and I'm so confused.
I guess for me, it's like in my head, stuffing is moist, and if
Yeah.
it's not, it's croutons, and I like either.
Yes.
So I will
Don't
eat
give
both.
me croutons and tell me it's stuffing.
Put
Also,
that
I
on a
don't-
shirt.
Okay.
I
Put
don't
that
have a
on a
bowl of
shirt.
croutons.
Well,
either.
okay. Quick sidebar. Trader Joe's sells these croissant croutons, and Goblin Wars, they're vegan croissant croutons. And they are so good that I honestly want to eat them out of the bag
Okay, well,
and
I mean,
have.
I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna make all of you feel good about all of your life choices right now. When I was a child, my family's restaurant of choice was Denny's, and that's because my grandfather only liked to eat Denny's. So we'd go there a bunch of times during the week, 4 p.m. And as a child, I would look at whoever came to our table as our waiter, and I would look them dead in the eye, and I would say, I would like a cup of croutons and a cup of blue cheese. And they would bring me that, and I would just sit there and dip the crouton and eat it. And just that was pure and utter heaven to me. So I will judge no one for eating croutons just as they are.
I put up a new poll as to what's the best type of
Oh.
stuffing.
Oh,
Dry,
wow.
wet, or none. And so far, wet is winning. Italy. Get your vote in.
Who the heck?
Voting.
You one person that voted none? Who hurt you? Hey, I don't like. Ugh. Even if you're vegan or something, you gotta admit, shit's good.
Vegan stuffing is absolutely a thing. My family is mostly vegetarian. My son has a lactose intolerance that is, you never know when it's going to show up, basically. And so for Thanksgiving, my sisters usually make the stuffing, and they usually make it basically, yeah, vegan, because they're making it vegetarian in the first place, and then they don't put butter in it. They put butter alternatives if needed. And it's
Okay.
delicious. Carbtastic.
Poll hasn't ended, but 12 votes have gone in so far. 7 people like wet. 5 people like no stuffing for various reasons.
You know what?
But
You cannot
nobody
like,
has voted for dry.
You can like, you
Dry.
cannot like stuffing. That
Steven,
means more
welcome to the
for us.
conversation.
So I guess this like it doesn't surprise me that this person like had really weird taste. Like so maybe I was just like overgeneralizing. That's interesting.
Maybe.
Because nobody ever said, "Oh, yours is wrong," but it was pretty clear by like what was eaten on the table.
Right.
So
Did you check for hidden cameras? This is the only question I have.
I'm imagining a kind of granola for the dry one.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Like
sort
a
of like
savory granola.
no. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little for effect.
Hmm.
It presumably had broth in it somewhere.
It is always weird when you go to like any kind of like dinner thing at someone else's house, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have this thing that you know very well and enjoy and love," and they give you something, and literally from the first look, you're like, "That ain't it."
No.
And you're like, I now have to go through this whole meal lying my ass off.
The one that confuses me on the regular is that I make chicken and dumplings, and they're like almost like a biscuit, like a steamed biscuit.
Mm.
But some people say chicken and dumplings, and they mean a big fat noodle, like a flat biscuit kind of thing. And some people mean I've put by chicken and dumplings, I put literal biscuits on and bake it.
Yeah.
And I only like it the way I make it. And other things, I'm like, that's a nice chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
That is I guess, chicken tamale pie thing. I'll still eat them. I
Yeah.
just don't think that's chicken and dumplings.
That's fair. That's fair. So Stephen, the original question, the progenitor of this conversation was Yang Yang has to take a dish to a Friendsgiving thing. Do you know of or have you eaten anything that you would recommend he take?
Yeah,
Oh.
or give me the recipe and learn how to make.
Well, yes, I have a fabulous, it was my grandmother's pumpkin chiffon pie recipe. It's
Ooh.
Those are words I
great.
like.
Huh?
I said those are words I like.
Yeah. Oh, it's a chiffon, so it's light, which is sort of the opposite of most pumpkin pies. I'm very happy to eat an entire one year at school. I brought a Costco pumpkin pie and just put it in the fridge. And every day for 4 days, I'd eat a quarter of it. That was my lunch. I could live on
Living
that.
the dream.
As a vegetable, right?
Yeah.
It ain't pumpkin.
No,
Lots of
no, the dream is pie for breakfast.
Sorry,
Mm.
I for
What I
breakfast.
feel.
Man, this is
So-
one thing about having kids. And actually, I guess Idris is getting old enough that we can start being a little slack on it. Is stuff like that, you can't set a bad example because they will decide that is the normal thing. So
Yeah.
that pie for breakfast kind of move, like you can't eat dessert for breakfast every day. And a 4-year-old cannot appreciate the difference between a thing you can do every day and a thing you can do once because it's special. Especially my child, who is always looking for the loophole. So we just don't do it in front of him ever. And I
Yeah.
miss it. I miss stuff like that. Like,
Mm.
it's okay to be junky once in a while. It's not going to kill you.
I
Yeah.
vividly remember the first time I had cake for breakfast. It was the day after my 6th birthday, and both of my moms did not wake up when I did, and I was downstairs. I was just like, "There's cake in the fridge. That has literally my name on it." And my little 6-year-old self did a little dance over to the kitchen, got that birthday cake out, cut out a slice, danced back over to the living room, and I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It was a great day. I don't think I've had a day like that since.
I just imagine adult Trevor's head on like a 6-year-old boy's body doing this dance over
With the beard and everything.
With the beard and everything.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's
Speaking
it.
of head on child's body, is AI freaking you out at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It has been for a while. Like, from the get-go.
Because Yang just shared with me a link of this
The beauty filter.
the beauty filter. That's some creepy stuff.
Yeah.
This is why I think I'm going to become a Luddite. I'm a social media Luddite. I really think I'm already not posting anything. I might as well just cut my ties. And if people want to reach me, they can email me.
Send a carrier pigeon.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying is that
Very
like
creepy.
AI is going to create the like second generation of Amish people where it's just like, no, we're cutting off here. Like we'll still plug in and charge our phone. But
Yeah, I mean, there's some creepy stuff. It's so
Oh, yeah.
funny. I gotta tell you, as a teacher, okay, so I got an essay from a student. It's supposed to be a personal narrative. It's supposed to be a story from their life that shows something about their character. It is I got this essay that is so vague, spoke in these glowing generalizations. Then I really looked deep inside and plumbed the depths of my being. And I'm like, what? There's nothing being said about the person. Filled up a whole page. And so there's this feature on Google Docs called Draftback. And you can in real time watch the essay being written, like type, delete, delete,
Yep.
type, delete, delete, type. Okay, so this one essay, it was like this person, it was type, delete, type, delete for a 1 paragraph, and then whop. And what was so funny was it was, I mean, it is a study in vague generalizations.
oh yeah.
But glittering vague generalizations. And the punctuation and the grammar was absolutely immaculate.
Of course.
And sophisticated even. But oh my gosh, it's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I attended like a talk recently where they actually specifically talked about AI content for papers and students' papers, because they were talking about like, oh, what is the danger of like all of these people like generating AI content? A lot of people pay attention to like, oh, they're gonna cheat and get better grades, or like they're gonna get into better schools or something because they'll be able to hack the requirements. But anyways, like the true danger. So there are two types of writing. Like one is writing content, and the other is writing as an exercise of intelligence. And so like all these people that are just making papers through this AI generated content, they're not actually learning anything. Like the problem isn't writing crappy papers. The problem is that they're not actually exercising that part of the brain, that critical thinking part, and failing and learning. So we're gonna have like the great fear is we're gonna have like a generation of adults coming into like the workplace that lack like key communication and critical thinking skills.
All they can do is borrow things from elsewhere and cut and paste.
Yeah.
Which is
they'll look for tools and then they will just use whatever it is that the tool will give.
There's a piece of this that also makes me think of like with writing, right? You get people who want to take the shortcut, like using AI, because they want the thing at the end of it, right? I just want to get through this class. And they ignore the fact that the point is not the end, it's the process. If you don't do the process, you didn't do the thing. And so you don't get the benefits of the thing. But it's like that goes completely out. We just worry about ticking the boxes and then you end up with garbage.
Yep.
Yeah, and the lack of skills. So I'm really tempted to do essays by hand. Just you turn in. I don't care if your handwriting sucks. Just do it by hand.
Oh,
and you do it in class.
wow.
So you can't just copy one that you know from the screen. You just do it in class. Do it by hand. I don't care if it's messy.
They will hate it, and I love it.
I love it. I think that's great.
I would just totally embrace the Luddite, vibe.
Are your students' handwriting, like, is it still holding up over time?
No. I have them write journals. Some of them is great handwriting. But I have quite a few kids who have really wretched handwriting. And I don't know, that could have been for 2 years of, being at home and not just typing everything. I don't know. But yeah, there's plenty. It's usually guys, to be honest.
My handwriting sucks.
Mine's not great.
Females tend to like English better for some reason and do better on reading and writing tests than guys in general. So it's usually the guys whose writing is hieroglyphic. But yeah. The dream would be all girls school English teacher, because he'd be just like, oh, everyone gets it. Everyone, they love to read. They like to write.
I feel like you should never say that without a lot of context.
Yeah, without that full preface, I wouldn't say that one again.
Yeah, I would, but let me put it this way: I would not want to teach at O'Day English. That would suck. That's a school, an all guys school here in Seattle area. Oh God, no. Oh,
So my son has almost certainly got like dysgraphia. He has never had good handwriting, and just from very young, he was very smart. He understood things. He liked reading. He liked all that. He could not like handle the writing. And when he got to 4th grade, his teacher was like, "Listen, your print, it's probably never getting better than this. We can see it OT if you want, but you're going to start working on cursive." And because the cursive is sort of like, it's almost like learning a new pattern, a new path, that he wasn't fighting the bad writing that he already did. And so his cursive is so much more legible. And because he's older and he understands, like when you're a kindergartner, you're like, I can do what I want. Stop bossing me. At least again, if it's my kid. But he was like, okay, I have to be able to do this. Now, like, when he left 5th grade, they're like, we could get a 504 for you to be able to type if you need to, but they're going to make you type everything. So it might not matter. Because now they're all on laptops, but
that was a smart teacher.
Oh, she was amazing.
That was really smart.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
I just remember in elementary school being told like, oh yeah, your handwriting is not great. By the way, we're going to learn cursive now. I'm like, I got to start over again.
It would have helped if your teacher was like, you're going to start over again. And because you're not like working off the same thing, it will be easier. Or do you think There was
Oh
way that
no,
was
my
ever gonna
my
go away.
ADHD ass in elementary school. Oh, I had a teacher who specially assigned to me to take me aside every other day for an hour just to work on handwriting. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, my A is always not gonna connect. I don't know what to tell you.
I had
Uh,
one of those for reading.
It is
So, it was
6:25.
good.
I just want to make a quick reminder. Please finish your points, but
No, we're good.
Pencils down, students.
okay, we'll be back in about 5 minutes with episode 17 of Fearful Symmetry. See you soon.
17.